Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. Happy New Year. If I haven't seen you after the new year, I'm happy that it's now first new week and I'm looking forward to it. So, hey, Tamir. Good. Yeah, you're the first one. How are you doing? Did you have a good weekend? How's it going? Did anyone study this weekend? Did anyone see ICT's videos? Um, so I didn't do really well in the New York session. I just missed a lot. I think maybe it was because I drank alcohol. I don't want to, yeah, I think it's an excuse, but I'm going to use it. But I'm so happy that actually ICT went over it and exactly like, wow, I know what I really missed. And um, I just didn't feel also like entering at some point and it just, goes without you. But then you learn, right? So I hope everybody who's training ICT has watched his videos and especially going back to the price action because, I mean, it's very enlightening and it really goes into the nitty gritty of the price action. So anyway, I thought he wouldn't be back until 10th of February, but the 2 sessions that he did already, wow, I cannot be more grateful. But anyway, I'm just curious if other people were just like they caught the. I know I had a few people in chat that they caught the short. I did not, and I know why now. But anyway, just want to give that tip if you really do not miss those videos. We have also some geopolitical news. Venezuela, Maduro. So I think oil is interesting to keep an eye on. So I added oil to just go over. I'm not trading it yet, but just looking into it, starting to get to know the levels. And yeah, so I'll just keep it on the watch list and go over just how I do NQ and GC. Um, hey Jamin, hello Jamin, and Rajesha. Everyone is here already. The OGs are coming in. Happy to see you all. How's everyone doing? Okay, well, we obviously, so oil, I will start just going over levels of oil just to be, because geopolitically, oh, hold on, guys. I just have to get rid of that bloody thing because it's too close. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I don't know yeah, Jay, let's have a look how price action is going. In London, I don't do anything. Well, I do actually. I do start with London. My first few trades are paper trades, especially after the weekend. And I missed that really. I missed that short. I'm sort of like a little not upset about it, but I was a bit disappointed that I totally missed that short, and there were more of good opportunities. So I just want to, it's the first really normal week of the month, but it's also NFP. So and there has been a lot of geopolitical news as well over the weekend. So I just want to see what price is doing. And on NQ, we have this daily. Let me go to the daily. I want to see how price is reacting now. So we're in this. So for me, I would rather collect Intel. If you collect Intel and you take a few good trades, your P&L is so much better off, and you don't need much. But it's so much better to wait. As you can see, I'm not in a hurry, because for me, it's like, especially the first week of the month and the Monday. Now NFP week, we have to be careful. We can trade until Wednesday. Thursday is my worst day according to my stats, but my best week is always the third week of the month. But I do trade. I will trade, don't worry. But I might not trade my live account until the third week of the month, because that's a distribution week technically. I just need one or two trades, and that's just, it pays for a lot of things. So I'm not really eager to trade my live funds. I just trade it very rarely, to be honest. Because I don't have any consistency rules there, obviously, so I just take the larger trades there. But we'll see. Let's go to the daily quickly, right? Let's go over some daily things. There's a lot here. So I just want to go over this new concept that ICT as a fair value gap presented. So this week was Friday's week where we went into it, and I missed this one, but he pointed out that it's a new PD array. Like, this is a fair value gap according to him now. So this one here, he was watching this, he presented this one. So from the wick up to here, and this wick went into it right here, and that's where the short went. It took out this liquidity, but this was the gap he's looking at. So it's a little bit, as you can see, if you mark this fair value gap, you wouldn't have anything, right? But this was the fair value gap from this way to here. So that was Friday, and then we had that move down and then back up into the range, the TGIF. So it was a pretty good TGIF, to be honest. So so this one is a new one to study. So I'm on that. And now the new one that I'm looking into is this daily fair value gap here. So I want to see. Let me see, where are you? You are, well, I'm gonna take it to here. We have a gap here, and we have to look at the NWOG as well, right? I always look at the NWOGs on Mondays and Tuesdays, especially if we have an inside day. The NWOG has indicated here, this one here, right? So that is from 25,393 until 429-ish. Weekly open here, yeah, you see here, right over here, right? Weekly open. I do think we're going higher, but let's see how high are we going to go. Jay, yeah, it could be that you have B adjusted. You see this one here, B adjust. I don't know if you can see that. It's on the right hand below. Press that and see if that gives you any change. It should be your B adjust. Does that work? Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah. Otherwise, you have the it takes into account the continuous contract. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Sinakam. Happy New Year, Sinakam. You weren't here. Oh, I haven't seen you. Yeah, sometimes I don't know because it was quite. We had quite a few people on the 2nd of January already. So happy, I'm still saying Happy New Year because I think there's still a lot of more new people coming in, right? Um, I want to see how high we're going to go into this. If we can manage to get through this, or is this going to be a reversal from here? Oh, what are you guys' views on the market? How do you, anyone, hey, Bowser, maybe you or other people, do you trade oil? Have you been trading oil already? And I would like to know if there's anyone who trades oil. What do you use for SMT for oil? Because I want to start monitoring oil, especially with all the geopolitical news. Let's have a look, by the way, on gold as well, quickly. So for me right now, I'm just looking, um, because we can see Asia here has been consolidating. So are we going to get movement in London, or are we going to consolidate further? I think we might have a little movement, but um, let me check the news. We don't have news today, right? But that doesn't. Hey, it doesn't. Someone asked me a question about the news, but you don't need news always to have a movement, right? Sometimes you have a nice movement without. 10 a.m. news. Yes, we do have 10 a.m. news. Let's see if London manipulates, and then maybe we get distribution to in New York because it's 10 a.m. news. Let me see. Hmm. Oh, Bowser knows. Okay, of course you know that. Gasoline RGP. What's the ticker, Bowser? Is it RGP? RGP. Okay. Okay. Do you trade it? Do you trade it? Because I think it's good to watch now. Because I think it might be interesting now what's going on. But anyway, I do want to see if we can get. So these levels that you see here, these gradients, are the old from Friday's opening range gap. Um, Let's see if we can get over, made some levels here. 25,582. Okay, I actually am very interested because this is the midpoint. If we can get below, if we're going to reject in this area, so here or maybe even here. But I want to see if we go higher, if we're going to reject from here. RB1, thanks. Thank you, Bowser. I'm going to write that down. RB1. Have you been trading oil lately? Oil RB1. Okay, RB1. Gotcha. Okay, I'm going to go back to Nasdaq because we December low, December high, which is also a previous month high or previous year high now. So yeah, it's interesting to see if we're going to go fill this gap and then take this liquidity, or are we going to go up? So this is an important point for me. This area, watch what we're doing. So NQ for me now is just watching to see what is going on and how is it reacting and what we're doing, right? But it's sort of like in the middle. It's not really in the middle, but it can. For me, it's not really clear what the bias is. To be honest, what is your anyone? Do you guys have a bias for Nasdaq for London already? Okay, hey, if T-Trace knows his stuff, so if T-Trace uses it, I think I would trust it. I love T-Trace. Yeah. Um, yeah. That's good enough for me, Bowser. Thank you. I didn't know that he also Sonics is short. Yeah, I definitely Sonics. I also like a short, but I would like it to go a little bit higher for a short. But short biased for the London or also for the New York session. So I'm just wondering if we're going to short to 2457. Okay, you're really short. Okay, it's for you very short. Or you're talking short term. Okay, okay. Now I'm talking more long, the whole London session. So let's say until 4, and then New York session, AM session. So I think we're going to reject and go higher from here. This looks like a propulsion block to me. Let's see if this is a propulsion, because you know, so the midnight is exactly here, in the midpoint almost. So I think we might reject from London and go higher. Let's see. Yeah, let's see if this acts as a propulsion. Yeah, Linda. Yeah, Jay, I'm with you. I'm also. I think this is. We're going to reject at London, New York at the midnight, and then go higher, and then reject somewhere here and go lower again or something. But we'll see. I'm really not sure at this moment. For me, we still have this little gap here, and we also have December low. But hey, who knows, right? We're just collecting intel. Yeah. Now I must say, price action looks bearish to me at the moment. Two. Hey, hello, Seek for Wisdom. How are you doing? For the last 6 weeks at 10 a.m., we always dump daily. Okay, interesting, interesting. But don't get used to it, right? Because it goes in cycles, and then ready for the new week. Yes, 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 yes. Remember, we have a new end walk here at 429. Yeah, it's the same like with extensions, right? We trade until it doesn't work. And if you have good stop loss management, it doesn't matter, right? Let's have a look at gold quickly. Okay, just consolidating, right? Gold just consolidating at the moment. Um, Hey, Finnish Yeti. Good morning from Finland. Hello, Finland. How are you doing? You must be very snowy there already, or not? I've got a Finnish friend, Tipa. I like the way GC is flagging above the 10 DSMA. That was a nice short, Sonics. He had a nice short 457. I was still 20 points to go. Oliver. It's minus 24. Staying warm and heating and trading futures snow and frost. I could do with it. Yes, but you know what? When you, it's perfect, right? Perfect weather to trade and just not to be too. Yeah, I mean it's too cool to really do things outside. Let me see. How far are we in the middle of Asia? I'm not sure if we're already ready to go take out Asia low. Could be. Yeah. Now, what I would like to see continuation, and then we have a bearish break, and then I would like to see a retest. For me, there's no point in entering now because it's sort of like it went down, and I missed the move, and I really also didn't see an entry. To be honest, for me, it wasn't really clear that this was the high. Yeah, it disrespected this obviously, and then I could have entered here, but it was outside. I'm just not sure in this area yet. For me, I just need a little bit more. I like that. Sonics, he has like, he don't want too much. This is the area you're getting out, right? So just a short. I'm always looking for larger moves, and I like it to also get into. That was my renew his resolutions to take short-term moves, but I still have to get used to it. But for me, I didn't see a proper. I thought it might go a little bit higher. So, Sonics, would you like to elaborate how you? Because you were already in before we made the turn, right? When did you? When did you see? When did you decide to take that short? What was your? What's the logic? And how did you? I can see you take. You're looking for this liquidity here. Maybe even here, this one, right? You're taking this liquidity here. Yeah. I like it that you're not going for the full Asia low because you know it might reject here somewhere, right? This time I'll be yours and baby. Yeah, you're not expecting Asia low to be taken yet. So we're going back into the range. Let's see, we're going to take Asia low or not. It looks pretty juicy though. If we're going to take Asia low, we might go for the end walk, but you know, I can't help thinking that we're just manipulating now, that this is a manipulation move of the 2 a.m. candle. Yeah, Jay, Asia high has been taken, but in all honesty, I think we're just forming the 4 hour, the 2 a.m. wick to the downside and then going back up. That's why I'm just waiting. I could be wrong because we have enough liquidity on the downside too, but um, now we did go to this order block though. How far did we go in? We did hit a quarter of this order block, so it could have been enough. Exactly at 2. Where's my book? Entry was at 503. Okay, you literally turtle souped it. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm not ready to short, to be honest. Well, you know, I like it because you take short entries, or you take like, you know, you get out on exactly. You don't overstay. Well, let's see what's happening now. I'm still favoring longs a little bit, even though I can understand it could go down, but I just don't think it's ready to go down yet. But we did have. This is bearish structure now. Maybe we should really go back into the end walk. Let's see. 232. Yeah, it's gonna be bullish now. Yeah, you're a scalp. Yeah. That's why I want to learn how to scalp better, but I think it's bearish. 222, 231. Um, 231 to 429. Yeah, I think it's a short from here all the way to 429. Let's see. 2 is here. We have the 2 o'clock here, and we are already down. We are here already. Yeah, it's a short. I think I'm gonna go paper trade a short, guys. Just gonna let's see if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but my stop loss is gonna be it's a very small trade. But order flow is sort of. I think we're gonna get a low. We'll get a maybe we're gonna London low and continuation to the. Let's see. I think this is okay as well. Let me see on the 15-minute. Previous day low, weekly opens here, 431. Yeah, it's very. You don't see a market structure shift? On the 5-minute, there is definitely. Breakers activated here. Actually, here is already the market structure shift. And then here is your market structure shift on the 5-minute. Closure is below this one here, right? You have an order block. This is the retest of the order block here. Here's this is the retest 230. Now, is there a preferably I would like to see one on the 15-minute. Even on the 15-minute, we have a market structure shift, and this was the the retest of the breaker retest, but this candle is not closed yet, so I'm not really, for me it's like, okay, the 15-minute, the retest of the 15-minute, I was waiting for a closure, but I'm like, you know what, I don't think it looks so bearish, I don't think we're going to go higher, but hey, I could be stopped out, but it's a pretty, my stop loss is pretty small. But on the 5-minute, yeah, I let's see if it falls. Now my TP might be a little bit too low. I could, the easy trade should be here. I should have another, I should open another position. I should have had one here and one here. This would be a runner. Now I do believe we're going to retest this area here, but the safe exit would be the end walk, right? That's right over here, 431. But I'm taking it a little bit lower. I just cannot help it with those. I find it so. But let's see if it really drops. I think this might be around between 2:30 and 4. It's already 2:30. Maybe this area would not be hit before 4 o'clock. So this might be a little bit longer, this trade, if it even goes down. There is SMT with ES, so you see here, right? I'm disregarding this SMT now, but hey DB2, how are you doing? Good morning. Higher time frame, we could be still consolidating, right? If you look here, we're still in this range, and it just could make another low here and not take out the Asia high, right? Asia low to get another wick here. We'll see. We could go back up, and this just could be the 4-hour wick to the downside, but it looks a little bit bearish to me. But then again, this just could be a manipulation and then go back up, but we'll see. I like my I like my, hey Ahmed, you know, it's just 45 ticks risk. I'm not moving my stop because of this gap here, but I'm not really sure if it's a real good short. I was actually long biased, but um, Okay, I'm leaving my TP here. I'm going to leave my TP at here. There's still, it's only 38, it's just between 0.5 and 38. Okay, I trust it. Okay, but again, in all honesty, I think if you take your 433 is the end walk, I would, if I would trade my live account, I would take one off at the end walk and leave one runner here. But I still think we're going to go here. But it might take a bit longer. Okay, we need to break this SMT now. Come on. Hey, Dean, be careful. I'm not really. Yeah, we have to break this SMT though, but it looks very bearish, right? Let's see if we can get that trade again. But safe trade will be until the end walk, which is 431. But I do believe we're going to go a little bit lower. But if I see it goes higher, then I have to. I'll just get out sooner. I'm not going to go all the way back to my TP. There we go. Nice break. 6 hour trade, 6.5 hour trade if it works out. So for me, this was the confirmation at 231. Okay, let's go. So we are definitely going to get a reaction here at the daily open, right? So don't be shocked if price moves to the upside. I still don't trust it, to be honest, with the macro coming. We thought it's equal to, need to get equal at 206. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you know, the structure is not giving me a clear AMD also, so I'm not really 100%. I mean, for me, it's not really like, it's not a trade like I'm really like, okay, this is one of those trades that I'm like sitting back and just, you know, waiting for it to hit TP. It looks bearish, feels bearish, but the next macro, we'll see what happens. position. You see how beautiful we're going to, I think I'm going to adjust my TP to it because we've got such a beautiful rejection block. This is such a potential beautiful rejection block. I wonder if we're going to go here, if it's going to take longer than London session, but we'll see. Check out this. Exactly. Yeah, I think that's what I say. I think it's also, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to bounce here. Macro coming, and then we might go back up, right? We'll see. But it's going to wait a little bit longer. Let's see, we stay below this one here. I want to see rejection here. Okay, this. This is bullish structure, right? If you ever see this, it looks very bullish. But I'm just going to still wait until we go over this midpoint of the wick. $849.50. Yeah, this is bullish now. I'm going out. Yep. Now, I'm just wondering if we just have an up move until 3 and then again back down, or are we going to go all the way? Is this the 4-hour? Are we forming the 4-hour indication and we're going to go further up, or are we just going to use this macro halfway to retest something and then go further down? I'm not sure of both, to be honest, and let order flow just decide. Hold on, I need to go to the bathroom quickly. right, here we go. NQ 5-minute hammer candle from 50 daily. I don't, yeah, SM. Okay, let's see. We did target liquidity. We just created an equal low. Yeah, see, I think we might go all the way up from here. This might be a nice long, but we'll see. I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer. Maybe I'm gonna wait till the next. I don't want to say the next man. Yeah, exactly, Jay. I'm missing my very clear AMD, but on the higher time frame. But this could be a distribution to the upside, right? This could be the manipulation. This could have been a manipulation move to the downside, and we're distributing to the upside in a macro now. Could be, but and we initiated we had like in this macro we consolidated the manipulation move to the downside, and now we're distributing to the upside. But is it clear to me? 100% not, to be honest. Just want to see how far we manipulated. This is the manipulation move. Not really clear. Nah, not really. I don't think so, to be honest. We just could, we just could have created, extended the range, and we might just go the range back into the range and consolidate here. Also possible. I never like these kind of structures here because it's just sort of like so this is what the 2 a.m. did. It just created a little wick here and it took out liquidity. So now this is a very, now what does it tell you, right? If you have a 2 a.m. candle, the 1 hour took out liquidity here, but it also took liquidity here. Getting back into the range. So which side are you going to, so technically we already took Asia high was actually already taken with the midnight 1 hour candle. Then we continued at the 1 o'clock, and then at 2 we just created another high, and we also went down to take liquidity, but did not take Asia low. So the question is, are we going to leave Asia low for later? Are we going to go further up? I favor the up. I'm actually favoring the upside because there's just a little bit more. We're just not done yet. Like if we go to the midpoint to the order block, I was favoring this area here, like here, this level here, between here and here. There's just more here. Yeah, I think I'm getting into in a long. I just think we have more upside before we go down. I mean, I think that we're just manipulating down, but it's not clear, right? It's just. What time is it? Let's wait till. I'm gonna wait till 3 now. $206. We're gonna take it out in next 6 minutes. Yeah. I think we're gonna take this high again. I would target If I would go for a long, but I wonder if we're just gonna consolidate. Yeah. The question is when it's time to move, right? Oh, 3 o'clock. Let's have a look. That looks bearish again. See, I'm going back and I hate when I go back and forth in my bias all the time. I just don't like it, but we'll see. And that's a bullish move. I'm just going to wait. Um, I think it's bearish again. Yeah, are you gonna short? Yeah, I'm favoring the short also now. But looking, I just don't trust it. I just want to. I'm gonna wait until 2 more minutes. We don't dibble in the middle, right? It's sort of like in the middle. Where are we in the Asia? See, we're at the top quarter. We did not take Asia. We're moving back up again. Um, we retest the breaker here. Yeah, it looks bullish right now. If you look at this one, I think it's gonna take this out in about a few minutes. Maybe it needs 4 minutes only to take this one out. I think I'm getting in. Let's go. Now my top loss will be lower here. It's a little bit not such a good entry though, but we'll see. It actually needs to be below the break to be honest. But anyway, I think we're gonna take this out in. It has to do it in 3 minutes. We need speed now. I want to see it needs to be taken out in 3 minutes. Otherwise, I'm getting out. Three or three. 303. We might go to midnight again. We need to. I want to see it really go through midnight, like just disrespecting it totally. Otherwise, I'm out. Okay, let's see. $482 is 20 points. Okay. feels like NFP Thursday already. It's price action. Sell side, buy side. £6. Yeah, this is definitely low probability area. I agree. It's not high probability. You can also see it the 1 hour, right? It's just we can make a few of these candles like this, staying in the range. It might not move until the next macro, 351, 410. We'll see. Let's see how it reacts at midnight. Six past. Okay, guys, I want to show you something. You see the time? 3:06, 2:06. I'm getting out. I don't trust it anymore. Boom. Just waiting. I don't think it's ready to move. I think we're gonna get another. I call them 1 hour babies. I don't think it's gonna move in this macro. Hey, Ronish, how are you doing? Hey, David, how are you doing? Happy New Year to all people that I haven't seen yet. I think it was the 2nd of January. I'm not in anything anymore. The macro is telling me that we're not ready to move. We made a high here, 206. We retested midnight at 306. I don't think we're going to move in this macro anymore. So I'm out. We're just going to consolidate most likely. Okay, macro is over. Let's see what it does. NQ. Okay, it's gonna go to EQ. I wouldn't be very comfortable in a short, to be honest, because I really think we're gonna go higher first to go lower. Now it's not moving in a very, very nice way though, but I'm just gonna wait until everything lines up, time and price, and then I'll go for a short. I really think we're gonna go higher now to go lower. You see, we can on the 4 hour, we definitely formed a wick to the downside, so I think we're going to get a continuation to the upside. It's going to be a continuation candle on the 4 hour. I'm just gonna, I just want to have a better entry that I really see everything just lining up, like price action is clear. This is just a little bit back and forth, trying to induce shorts and longs, and it's like fooling them. It's fooling everyone now, right? Long shorts. But yeah, I think we're gonna go higher before we go lower. Where's my level? Where did my level go? My fives. Oh, here. 536. I think it's gonna go to 536. But again, not maybe now. Okay, it took time. It's hard to trade, right? Hey, SFX, I am trading gold, but we're actually in sort of like looking at NQ at the moment. I did have a look at gold, but 536 reversal. Yeah, you can clearly see the 4 hour now, right? We're gonna expand to the upside. So I don't know, anyone who's in a short, I would be very, very careful. Um, yeah. If we get over this level here, then we have to stay bullish, because I wonder if we're gonna is going to keep us bearish, or are we going to and also here we are on the midpoint of a daily fair value gap. So this is also an important point. So let's see. I think it can have a little spike up here, and then we'll see what happens. It's hard to trade though, right? I mean, it's not easy to trade this. So for those who are asking why I don't trade my live account yet, it's Monday. We just started the week. We just started the first week of the. If you're trading your live account in your first trade, you're just, I don't know. You need to warm up. It's like, riding a bicycle again. You just get into the. I'm not in a hurry, because I want everything to line up. Now, where is the 4-hour candle go? Where are you going, my friend? How far are you going up? Are you going to go all the way up here? 60? I trade 15-minute continuation, 1-minute reversal with CRT and SMT. So if I don't have steady trend, I won't trade. But I feel this week will be good for me almost daily because of past data. Yeah, let's see. I mean, it wasn't last week wasn't too bad, right? I mean, we had pretty nice price action though. I mean, I missed a few things, but it wasn't that bad. The week before, I mean, it was like 2 weeks ago. That was really a bad week. But the last week of the year wasn't actually. We had pretty some solid days though. Look at the 4-hour. Look at our distribution now. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Looks like we're going to get 4-hour distribution. There we go. Now, I got out of the trade. Why? Because of the macro, and I didn't like it. But because I don't like it when we have small candles like this. But if we're going to go here, we might go higher as well. 62, 599, 600. 599, we're going to go. Yeah, we're going to go all the way up here. 318. Let's see if I can get a Jose Muniz. I use everything. I am an ICT based trader. I use time basically, but all the PDRAs, I look at everything. Sometimes I don't see anything because I'm just not looking properly. But hey, Ronish, no, I wouldn't be bearish at all. Look at the 4-hour candle is very bullish now. We have a 4-hour distribution candle now. So, like I said, I said that we might manipulating the downside, and then we're forming this 4-hour wick. So, technically, I should have been in here because that's my model with the 10 a.m. to get in the manipulation wick and then get into the. But for me, this manipulation move wasn't really clear. In all honesty, so I'm okay to miss the move, but I did call out that this might be the manipulation. We might might distribute higher, right? I just didn't like how the macro would act here. But then again, sometimes we have, I noticed that lately we consolidate in the macro, and then after the macro we have to run. Now I see 320. I think we're going to run till 4. I think we're going to go all the way up here. Yeah. We're going to have a high. We're going to get a London high now. We have some data now. We have some data. We have data now. Oh, beautiful. I like it. Oh, I've got my levels. Hold on. I'm getting in. Hold on. 321. I have an area. See, I'm not sharp again. Where is my 25,685? Are we going to go all the way to 685? Here 640. Okay, I think I have 100. Okay, I just need a good entry. Hey, we just have to be careful of this one here, right? We have this little boy. We're over the midpoint, so I guess we are. Oh, hello, my lucky. Hold on, guys. I need to see something. Six, 8, 2. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm getting in. I need to find a good entry on a 1 minute or something, because I do believe we're going to 682. I want a little pullback. Guys, we're in a 4-hour distribution here. You have to look at the higher time frame. We're going to distribute. So we're going to make a London high. We're going to have a pullback, but I think we're going to go higher and make a high around 3:30 and 4 o'clock. And maybe it might even expand higher, but let's see. You see the 4-hour here? It's the 4-hour candle. continuation. We already have 1, 2, this is another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The only thing that I don't like is that we hit this level here. The real DC trader, I look at, I don't look at how many candles. I look where's the liquidity or where are the imbalances, for example. So I don't really count candles. For our candles, just one, but I do look at the 1 hour. But it's a little it's a little bit difficult to read because I'm like, okay, you know, we could have multiple. I see a lot of levels, to be honest. I'm like, okay, it could stop here, it could manipulate to here, but we already, like, if we look at 15-minute here, right? Let me check to get here. I want to get a good entry though. I want to get, because I do think we still have a little bit room to the upside. You see this one here? We're here now. I think we're gonna disrespect this one. Then we have 604. What was my level? Again, I need to see my level. We have a fair value gap here, so if we go here, we're going to go into this area here, but I try not to put everything on my chart, otherwise it gets too full. But 685, where is 685? I wonder if we can go all the way up here. So that will be here. So let's see if we can get into 582. Okay, from here. We might reject here because this could be a rejection block, but let's see. 50 points. It's a bit tricky here because this could also be so the real DC trader, normally how I trade, and also in the AM session, I use the 10 AM and the 2 AM. Those are my 4-hour candles that I use mainly. So I usually try to get in. Let me show you. How I normally trade is I try to get in the manipulation of 4-hour candle if I see it clearly. But for me, I just wasn't seeing it clearly either. It's Monday. For me, this price action wasn't, I couldn't see my clear AMD. I was, my macros didn't really, normally everything needs to line up, and then I get in this area to take distribution. Now, for me also, I did not know if we are going to disrespect, like on the 15-minute, for example, we could have a wick here and could go back, and then we have the body not going over this, right? And then we still are respecting this order block. We could still reject from here. So that's why I'm going back and forth. I'm going back and forth in my analysis. And if I do that, I don't like it. I'm sort of like, I analyze because I'm doing the stream, but you see me, I'm very hesitant in entering. But normally this is my go-to model, especially 10 a.m. I try to enter 10 a.m. opens. We manipulate to the down or the upside, and then the distribution move comes afterwards, right? But you have to have your clear AMD. So you have to really be sure, okay, this is the accumulation, the manipulation, and I am in the distribution. Sometimes I take the manipulation and the distribution, but I try just to really be sure that it's my manipulation. And then, but here, well, if I look now I'm looking okay. On the 15, it does look like a clear manipulation, right? And this is the distribution. You see this? It's downward movement, manipulation. Are we distributing to the upside? Let's calculate this, guys. Let's calculate this now, because on the but sometimes you can have it wrong, and that happens with me, that sometimes this is the manipulation. Because out of consolidation, sometimes it's not clear, I'm wrong, and then this is the actual manipulation, and then you get the distribution to the downside. So that happens sometimes, and for me, and then like if I have TP1, TP2, only my TP1 is hit, and then we move to the downside. So you figure it out pretty quickly, but now it's just blurry, right? Exactly what you're saying. It's for me, and it's just sometimes you need a little, and then after the weekend, it's just sometimes you need a little bit more time. It's Monday. Just let the market, see how price action is behaving. Sometimes you're just not awake yet. You need more coffee. Coffee, right? Okay, let's see. But if this is distribution then we know we have some room to the upside, and I've got some levels. I'm going to make those levels with the fib now. Hold on, you need to go to the right. Why are you not doing it? Labels, right? I don't know why that changed though. Sometimes I need that. Yeah, for me, sometimes I find it difficult but this looks like on the 15, I do see manipulation, and then this is the distribution, but the manipulation is sort of like it goes into the range. That's why it's difficult to read, right? Because you have like a consolidation. You want to see it move away, and then you could say, oh, yeah, but this is manipulation because we're going out of the range here. We took a high, right? So that's sometimes really difficult when you have like it creates another high, so it extends the range, and then the manipulation is into the range. So I'm always struggling with these for some reason. But let's see if we are not going back, because it could reject this one here, right? Then this is a manipulation. Could be. These ones are always difficult for me when we extend the range, because we did that in the macro and then we manipulate back into the range. So that's for me always, I always get confused and I'm not really on the ball then. But let's see. I mean, I still might to be able to 685, 100 points. I mean, 100 points is still in the cards. I think so. We're still going up. Let's see. We still have another macro to go. 333. And for example, if this would be the manipulation, right? You let it play out, and then suddenly you see it better, because once it's formed, you can see. You look at the 15, you look at the 1 hour, you look at the 4 hour. Like, okay, now, for example, how big have these distribution candles been, right? So if you look at the candles, you have to look at that as well. So are we just distribute? Is this it? Is this the distribution? Could be. But then what are we going to do for the next 2.5 hours, right? Because it's a 4-hour candle. Are we going to go down again? Could be. Then this is the manipulation, and we're form. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't make sense when you form a wick like this, and then we'll see. Okay. I need more coffee, guys. I need more coffee. Okay, it's 3:35. Now the question is this the high of London, or are we going to make another high? We're going to make one little extra high. So what I'm looking at right now is, are we going back into the range? And you know, the wick is just how do you know they're setting up for a big move? I wonder if this is the high for London. We'll see. Um, it hit exactly. Use what ICT taught you this weekend. Use what ICT. I've watched all the videos, but I think my brain is not. Oh shit! Are you giving me a hint? If you have a oh, I know what you mean. You use the fair value gap that after the turn, right? Is that what you're referring to? So that means the fair value gap, the inversion after the turn. Is that what you're referring to? Let me think. What else did he taught? He taught a lot of things actually this weekend. I wonder if his wife is giving him some time off, because he did first a few. Um, you're welcome, the real DC trader. So ICT this weekend, what he went over, and Jay, correct me or compliment if I'm missing something, because my brain's not working. So the reason that I missed that short was because when you have a turn, the first presented for IFGG before the turn, that is very valuable for the future. So you always have to mark it. So this one becomes very valuable, right? That's one. What else did he teach this weekend? What are you referring to, Jay? Am I missing something, Jay? My brain is not working that well. That was the uh-oh, I've got a brain freeze. What else did he teach, Jay? What am I missing? I see a level being hit that's very important to me. It's my 1.25. That means it tells me that we might have a little bit of a reaction here. So either retracement. I don't see that we are going to go through that very well. We still have a macro. It's still 10 minutes. Coffee, yeah, but I have to walk downstairs. I don't feel like it. Jay, help me out. You're making my brain. I'm thinking I'm missing something, and I hate that. Damn it. Okay, let's reverse this. See, I still see the bodies are staying below the 0.5 of this order block. So you see, we are working back below it. So now, I'm a little bit hesitant for a move up now because of the 1.25 level, and we are not going. The bodies are not going higher than the 0.5 of this little boy, big boy, big boy. So, but let's see. Yeah, I would love some coffee. Wish my cats could make me coffee and could really make them work or do some things. They're so lazy and they're so spoiled. Oh, look at that, sleeping again. Oh, eating, sleeping. That's it. Yeah. So don't make me some coffee, cat. That wouldn't be awesome if I could. Yeah, I can see her on the camera in the lounge seat. It's a lounge cat. It's not a normal cat. She's a lounge cat. Hey, Team Massive, thank you. Ah, guys, I hate it if I'm not on the board. I get really, even though I'm not trading yet my accounts, I hate it when I don't really see it on time, right? It's like I feel like I'm being fooled by the market. Well, you know, I've got levels up here, but I'm also thinking, so I go back and forth, like, okay, where is liquidity? Where are some obstacles? Where could we reject off? And, you know, when I calculate, like from here, body to body, my 1.5 is a very important level. When my 1.25 is hit, from a manipulation, if this is the manipulation, a lot of the times, I always just say a lot of the times, now it did not hit it exactly. Oh, I like that. Maybe, where's my 15-minute? We did not hit it. Well, let's look at the 4-hour again. If a 4 hours a distribution candle we wanted to see go up, but 4 hours is still a long time, right? So we go back and forth for a while. Now, what do we have here? Do we have a breaker here? Yes, we have a breaker. We have a bullish breaker here, right over here. So let's see if we can get a retest of this breaker, and then we might go back up, right? So that would be some nice structure. And then we might break this area. But if we break this breaker, right? Technically, I'm just going to mark this one. Just I want to make the range a little bit smaller because I don't want it to go below this inversion. So I'm not marking the whole breaker because for me this one is enough. I'm just going to mark the top of the 15-minute and go back to the 5-minute to see price action. So this is the whole breaker area here, this, right? But I just marked the top area of the 15-minute because this is also engulfing that large candle, right? Oh, I have to look at gold as well, guys. Yeah, I will look at gold. Oh, Ronish is long in gold. I'll have a look at gold. But I want to see a retest because that will give structure. But it will be better if it also happens if we get a retest in the macro, so 350 to 410, preferably in the first. It's okay. It can also retest it already at 48 or even sooner a little bit. We'll see. But I really want to retest before we go up, and then I will be comfortable in long. Then I don't mind. Then I really frame a technical trade. You know, I need structure, some form of structure. So that would be nice if we get a retest, and then we'll see. Let's have a look at gold because we still have I don't know. For me, it's. Are you being a breakout artist at the moment? I don't know, with gold. Um, yeah, I don't know. Um, I think it will go higher, but the question is how is it going to move, right? Um, you've got S&P at the moment as well, the downside. Yeah, I hope it's going to extend. It looks like 4-hour expansion candle up to here. To go up here. Okay, I don't see a proper retest. I would be a little bit. I see the 4-hour distribution, but I don't see a proper retest. Areas expands, and we created a fair value gap, and there's a one here as well. I would like to have something a retest before I really enter, and I think we might get that on NQ. So let's see. I need some form of structure before really entering that long. But hey, this could be the high of London. Could be. And then we missed the bloody move. Hey, I've got CL on the list as well, guys. Gonna ease our way into oil as well. Oh yeah, thank you, Team Massive, for subscribing. Guys, I'm starting something new. As from actually, I started last week, but I didn't give it much attention because I was still trying. I'm going to do a pre-market prep, but I'm going to keep it small. It's a members only thing, so it's just going to be going over London levels and preparing myself, and for those who want to, I'm doing it by myself anyway already. Going over New York levels, and but it will be for gold and for. I'm going to add CL as well, but that's something for the next following weeks. Um, let's see. Yeah, let's see. I really want a retest of this area and then along. I'm not going to do anything until we get that retest. And if I miss a trade, I miss a trade. Um, we haven't had a really something structural, right? It was just sort of like the macro wasn't really, the move was outside macro. It wasn't, it was sort of like we took some liquidity here, but you never know if it might go lower. We didn't take out Asia low. We just, we stopped, we created another equal, well, not equal. We just rejected sort of like in the, so it was hard to enter. But now we might have either we're going to get confirmation, but if it goes straight through it, we know we're going to go back down, right? If it goes, is it breaking this breaker, or it's going to use the breaker as a trampoline. So let's see. Now we do have S&T. See, we might go down again from here on the 15. Two 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 352. Oh, we already in a macro. God damn it. So I see the whole macro. It feels like Thursday already. Like, and if this is like, I don't do well. It's one day of the month. I tend not to. I will stream, but I tend to be very careful now. Where I lost mainly my most losses and my biggest losses were on Thursday, the Friday, the NFP week Thursday. And today feels a little bit like NFP week. I don't know if people relate to that. It just doesn't, there's no retest. Macros or the moves are not within macros. We don't take liquidity in macros. It just sort of like, it just dances around. Well, we did go to 0.5 though, but let's see. So see, it's again, we don't retest this now. We should have retested it already. For me, it's still not clear, by the way, guys, if this is the manipulation move or this one. I'm starting to think that this might be the manipulation move now. And this was just, we went over the range and we went back to the range, and this is actually the actual manipulation move. So the question is now, are we going to go? Yeah. Yeah. You need confirmation, right? But the thing is, when you have been, when you go, actually, I just already know my answer. If I go back and forth, change from bullish to bearish, from bullish to bearish, I know I should not touch it. I can paper trade it, but I should be careful because I just don't know for sure. Because I was thinking, okay, we could go into the midpoint and you can wick up to it, but we did not go higher than the 0.5, the bodies. So we wicked here, and then we moved as on the higher time frame. You can see we're going back into it, right? So it's a tricky one. But hey, listen, on the 4 hour, we still have 2 more hours to go. So if this is the manipulation move now, we turn around, turn turn around. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. If this is the manipulation. So then we're respecting this bearish order block, right? Which makes sense. For a short, because we still have Asia low. We have a lot of liquidity to the downside. We have an N walk. So, it makes sense to leave this for later and grab some liquidity to the downside. So I actually want it. So now what would be my play? now it sounds really like if I'm going back and forth, I would really wait now for this bearish breaker to be activated and then wait for a retest. I might take some time, but then I would go full in with everything. I would take my live account, my evals, my everything, because then I'm sure, okay, now I know A, M, D, retest. And I might miss the first move, but that's okay, right? If you miss the first move, but then at least you bright priced. Turn around, bright price. Hey, I didn't even think about that one. Turn around, bright price. Yeah, I always had like, there's also another song, half a minute. I'm thinking, when I'm looking at time, I'm always getting now these little snippets of songs. Half a minute. Who knows who sings that song? So technically we went up into the 0.5 of the dealing range. So, technically we hit 0.5. We hit the midpoint of an order block, a bearish order block. So we are reacting from it. So we might have hit the high. London high is in, right? Like I said, we're right here. London high is in. You always form the high between. Now sometimes we can extend, yes. But normally we have the high between 230 and 4, and this is now the highest formed. It doesn't look like we're going to go back over it, but maybe we are. Let's see. This is crucial now, the breaker. And guys, I want to show you again. When was this breaker formed? You see my yellow lines? It's in the 150 to 210 macro. That macro always gives you a lot of intel during London. I'm going to go back to the important macro. You see? This information, I always mark it 150 to 210. Why is it important now? Because this is the information that actually formed. It actually formed the top of the breaker, which comes in handy now, which will give us now I can have proper information for me. This will give me my information. Otherwise, I was just swimming I was walking around like a headless chicken. I don't look at silver, Miss Iris. Let's have a look at gold quickly again. I have put silver here on as SMT. So for those who want to go long on gold, the same goes for gold as well. You have to be careful around this time. If you had a London move already and you are after 3:30 and you see price stabilize and you see SMT, be careful because there's always like the high could be formed between 2:30 and 4 a.m. You always have to be careful. It can extend, yes, but always be careful. Now, I do understand with gold that you don't see a proper high, right? And it looks like the 4-hour really wants to go higher. I totally agree. But always be careful around this time because you just want to, you rather want to be out. Especially when you see during the macro, it's not, here already you are in, already at 4 o'clock and you see already, down close candle. Just be careful with your long. It could still extend though, but just be careful. Okay, now let's watch if the breaker is going to be respected or are we going to break it? So we are reacting exactly on the top that is formed between 115 to 10 macro. Now the question is it enough for me at the moment? Not really. So another thing I want to share with you guys, for example, now, like say, if I wouldn't take any trade in London, right? Because either I don't see anything, or I'm just not comfortable enough, or it's just too, I'm just going back and forth from long or short because I don't really see it clearly, and price action is not giving me the proper risk reward. I don't really mind, because the London session gives you a lot of intel for the New York session. So if you would let this play out, and for example, like I said, if this breaker would be disrespected and I just can't get in because it's disrespecting at times, I can't get in. I hear exactly where four macros, we only have 8 more minutes in the macro. Then, like I said, then it might run through very, very fast, and I might have to let it go because I missed the trade. Then you might have a really, really nice entry when you wait for the retest, which could happen maybe in pre-market, but maybe in New York Open, right, or later. But you have your level; it gives you a lot of intel. Um, so um, it's a luxury to have London, and also it doesn't really matter if you cannot trade it, right? Because it's just sort of like still it's Monday, price action is being formed. There's a lot of manipulation, a lot of consolidation. Price moves a little bit, not in a very easy way, and that's okay. There are a lot of traders that don't even trade full Monday. They just let Monday form the range or start the range, and then they trade. So, but letting London just play out when you don't see it is actually not a bad thing, because you'll see if you don't do that, and then you'll be really prepared. Like, okay, what levels have been hit? Now, the moment it starts moving up again, and we're already halfway in that order block, then you will know it will go higher and it will go up for the liquidity, right? Because there's much more to the upside. If we go now, also good enough, we've got SMT, we seem to be reacting off the breaker. Let's see. What time did we form the high here? 321. Okay. Guys, you've got to respect LON. It's such a privilege to be able, if you have time to trade London and New York, you're way ahead of most traders because you're already looking into levels. You got, either you already prepared much better. So, okay, let's see, because I do think we are just definitely respecting this breaker now. 404. Yeah, it's a long. Here we go. Let's go. Paper trading only, guys, for now. My TP is going to be quite high now. Let me see. 685. Hey Gwardir, love from India, love back to India. Um, yeah, does ICT really works? It only works if you study hard enough. But hey, listen, I live of it, and I was not profitable until ICT. But you have to work hard. You have to study a lot. But yeah, I think it works, but not always. Sometimes, like today, it's really hard to read price. Today's not an easy day, but we keep on learning and studying. Sepang Siya Sang, I've been studying for a long time and happen to always be on the wrong side of the market. Um, hey Norik. Um, well, Tsepangi Siya Sangha, I hate to hear that if people really put time in and they really don't, they're struggling, then I really would like to know why. Because it's either, I might be stopped out on this one though. See, the macro is telling you, right? Who is Guardier? No, I don't know. Tell me. Kartik, tell me. Do we have a VIP member here? I have no idea. I actually have to lower my TP, by the way. I'm going to lower it. It's going to be here. Who is Guardier? But Sepang, if you want to share. I mean, I'm just curious because if you studied a long time, Sepang. Well, I live in Singapore, so I don't know if you are Thai-ish or, and I travel a lot in Asia. Um, but I hope I pronounce it right because I just don't want to butcher any name. So, um, hey Dean, be careful with following me. Hey, listen, I'm not really 100% sure, right? I'm paper trading. So, but we are respecting the breaker. Um, and we are not, the reason why I'm staying in because last time we ran after the breaker, right? After the macro. So I'm thinking maybe it does it again, like when the macro stops, we run after the 10 past 4. So I'm from the Netherlands, but I live in South Africa currently. What about yourself? But I'm more curious about your journey because I hate to hear if you have studied a lot and are feeling that it doesn't work or you're struggling. Um, and the point of this channel is helping people. So I'm just curious, where can we help? Where can I help? Because if you studied a lot and put time in it, you should be able to have some benefit from it. So that's why I'm asking. Yes, well, if you feel comfortable, you can also, if you feel more comfortable, I added the Discord link. If you feel more comfortable to add it to join the Discord, and I also have like an ICT beginner library for beginners. Wait, so but I don't think you're a beginner if you've studied a lot. But if you feel free to share it here, feel free to share it. But you can also do it. Hey, the real DC trader. Good night to you. Oh yeah, I remember. You always. I'll see you in New York. Um, if you want to share here, if you feel comfortable, please do. think gold is going down. Yeah, gold is going down now. I'd like gold at the moment because the consolidation here and we're going down. I'd much go down to this area, then go back up. But now I think gold is going back into consolidation. Not much to say about gold, guys, at the moment. Oh, you are inside. Oh, Sepang. Oh, okay, Sepang Siasanga. Are you from Limpopo area? Sepang Siasanga. Are you Sun? From the Sun? Or are you? Okay. Um, yeah, so just having the daily bias is an issue, but sometimes you don't need bias. Sometimes you just need to zoom. You need to zoom out. Yes, it's important to be able, but if you're not able to find your daily bias, then it's more important also to be able to just see where's order flow, exactly what Safe says, where's order flow now, make it a little bit smaller. Daily bias is important, but sometimes you can also trade without daily bias. You trade against the trend, right? So if I'm bullish, sometimes I can still take a bearish move if I understand order flow. But I think it's more important, instead of understanding daily bias, is understanding liquidity and imbalances, because the market does only two things. It seeks liquidity or balances out imbalances. That's literally what the market does. It does nothing else. Those are the only two things. Okay, and you could argue and say, yes, it consolidates. But technically, when the market moves, it only moves towards liquidity, or it moves towards an imbalance that needs to be balanced. Now, why am I interested in this area up here? Because I know there's imbalances, which still needs to be balanced on the higher time frame. But is it clear to me now? Because, we also have imbalances to the downside. So that's why I'm sort of like looking at this 4-hour candle. But, the 4-hour candle could also, I think it's a little bit higher. So I'm using the higher time frame candle, but then again, it could consolidate here as well because of this order block, right? Which is holding us down. A 15-minute bearish order block. So we anticipate, we already, before we, hey, Anjinka, before we started the stream, or just when we started, we were mentioning this one. Let's see how we reacted to half point. This is exactly, I know that this is the half point. And we went over it, but, the wicks are okay, but the bodies are staying below. So, but then we have a breaker here, right? So you need to know the PD arrays. So right now I'm using ICT's breaker, like, okay, we've got a low, high, low, low. This is okay, because we swept liquidity, right? Now the question is, are we respecting this breaker to give us another move to the upside? So this will be my retest. But we also could break this breaker, disrespect it, and go down, and this then becomes the bearish breaker. So we need PD arrays. So my question to you is, Sepang, do you know the PD arrays? Do you know how to use them? That's important. If not, I would invite you to start studying the PD arrays, and then take it from there. Don't do too much. Just study the PD arrays. Start understanding where in the market are we. What can I use? The breaker is a very easy one, I think. The fair value gap and the breakers are the easiest one to recognize, right? Now this looks bearish again to me, so that's why I'm going back and forth. If I look to the 15-minute, look, we're at the breaker, but look at the structure here. Does it look bullish to you? Not really, right? So even though I'm in a trade, I might be sad. Why? Look what we're gonna go. I do think we're gonna go deeper into the breaker because we have almost equal lows. And where's my phone? Sorry, I have to. We had some issue, and okay, no, it's just a scammer. They call all the time. I've got people that need to come for the roof because we had water issues. Just I thought my phone was ringing. Okay, nothing. So I do think we're going to get a we're going into the breaker here and retest. You see a beautiful fair value gap here with just a little wick here, but I think it might go deeper. If you look at this price section, how it's forming, right? High, lower high, another high. So I'm getting out because it's not doing anything anymore. So I do think we're going to go into this area. We might still up here before we go back up, right? So let's see. Now with gold, when I look at this 4-hour candle, I do think we're going to distribute a little bit higher. Um, or below over the 4. Let me see, guys. Who trades? How many people trade CL here? I'm just curious. Do people want me to go over CL? Is it something that people are interested in? Just curious. Maybe we should try going into gold for now because NQ is just not going to. Hey, Blue Sri, how are you doing? Mm, 4465, 4465. Let's see. Um, yeah, I think I'm interested in gold in a long from here because we are now. Um, yeah, I think getting in paper trade 4465. We have S&T though. Um, we have S&T to the down and to the upside. Yeah, I think gold is gonna pop. Four 465. That will be my Let's see. No, I'm not going to go take it here. I'm going to take it to 4454. It's just 10 points. Four, 447. Okay. No, I'm not doing anything on my own account. Just paper trading. It's the first week of the month, the first normal week of the month, and I didn't have enough coffee today. I don't like the price action too much, to be honest. But I must say, when price action is like this in London, we do get. I mean, most of the times New York will give good price action, or at least you're better prepared, because the levels that they're not hitting, we're just keeping them for later. And you know, because you are on. You're already looking at the levels, and they're not taking them, and they're you know, there's waiting. You're just better prepared, and then you'll see once it starts. You know, it's like NQ and gold, they get a laxative, you know, and then they start running. What chart is this? This is gold, but I'm also on NQ. Let me see. I want this 457. I think still we're going to get an extension. Maybe not. 420. Well, you know what? Okay, I'll tell you this. If we extended the level already at 420, right? So that means we had a high here at 351. We went lower and we go higher again. And we formed the high at 421. We are in an extension of the 4 hour and we still have 1.5 hours to go. Now, NQ on the other hand, what is NQ doing? See, NQ formed the high 322. And we were not forming any high. Let's see, we're going to go into the breaker. I think we want 380 on NQ. I'm just watching the breaker. So I'm watching an ICT breaker on the 15 minutes. So let's have a look if we are going to respect. So I'm looking at this breaker here. This 15-minute break, because this is clear to me. So this is we call that a unicorn, right? Fair value gap with a breaker. So you don't want the price to go below the midpoint, and the midpoint is exactly midnight. You see that? So let's see what price is doing here. If we're respecting this area. Still bullish. It's still bullish. We'll see. At least we get some structure now. We have something to go off. So we can really now say, okay, like, are we respecting the breaker or are we disrespecting the breaker? This is actually the first structure that I see that I can use. Even though we had some change in the state, right? We had some market structure shifts, but I mean, I just reversed and went back up, right? So now we could also get like a 4-hour candle like this with 2 large wicks, which means more back and forth, maybe even seek and destroy. Like, for example, if the 4-hour candle would stop like this with 2 large wicks, that means a lot of back and forth going back if we have a new 4-hour candle at 6 a.m. All possible. Because a wick is just a bunch of gaps and lots of imbalances, and that means the market will have to balance those out. So all possible. And then, you know, when I'm not sure and I'm sort of like not feeling it 100%, a lot of the times afterwards I'm like, okay, we're just forming wicks and it just doesn't really, but we have a nice break here. So let's see if we're going to, if it goes through the breaker, we know we're bearish, right? Because then we're not bullish anymore. So for me, I'm just interested in this area. Preferably action on this one until midnight, but technically you have to take the full breaker. Wow. Who's in a short? I'm just curious. Anyone in a short on NQ? Are you feeling it? You see the 1 hour, guys. I mean, it's really, I mean, for me, it's sort of like, it tells me why I'm not feeling, if you see a candle like this, I'm sort of like, okay, I understand now why I'm not really, you know, even the 1 hour, like I said, you have a wick here and a wick here. So what you're going to get is price action back and forth. Now, if we go into the breaker here, 4, 6, 7, let's see. Hey, Jerry, that's a good question. That's actually a new one that Zusi, Frank 369, he is offering that for free now. So, and I was looking for a SMT detector which was really live and really not like most of them are a little bit behind the facts. So it is, but you have to go to his website. He did a video. I haven't seen the video, but oh shit, where did I find it? Oh, let me find the link because I think it's a really good indicator. Now I took YM off though. Oh, you're in the short, Aliyah. Good for you. But be careful. Use the midpoint, midnight, just to see if there's also a little gap here. Yeah, we have a little gap here. Ooh, this is a nice one here. 489 is a nice. So, for example, guys, also, if we don't take Asia low during this, you know the Asia low will be on the menu for New York, right? So if we go up from here again, Yeah, so now, let me find you the link because and then you have to enter his Discord. Obviously, you know, it's okay, but it's a good. Let me find it for you guys. How did I find it? Oh, I will get it. Hold on. I have a few steps. Um, is it TMU? How did I find it? I'll find it. Hold on. Okay. Let me share the link. I think if you go into the link here and then you follow, then you have to go to Discord. No, I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm going to put it in the chat. Chat. So I have to go through a link. And I could claim it through the Discord. So, I mean, can you guys see it when you, and then are you redirected to the, and let me see if I can get you guys into that Discord. If I can do that, hold on. Because you have to go through the Discord and then you can claim it and then, can you guys see it on the trading view and get instructions from there? Learn more, protected script, and then it says learn more. Mm. Do you have it? And Jinka, do you know how to get it? I'm just seeing if I, oh, here we go. If I can get you guys, yeah, if you, I don't know how to get the claim indicator, the matrix unlock Discord. Let me see if you guys can go into the Discord. If I give you the, hold on. If I give you the Discord, could you get in? I can't remember how how I got there. It was a few steps, but hold on. Yeah, okay, okay, go, okay. I love this chat. I love you guys. You need to claim it through this. Yeah, so let me here. This is the Discord. I don't know if you guys can get in the Discord. How do we get the Discord link? Let me see if this is properly done. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna enter the Discord. I hope this should be the proper link. Here you go. Try this, guys, and then you claim it. I'm still testing. I got it last night, so or a few hours ago. So I'm still looking at it, but I like it. What I'm seeing. It's real time. It really it's finally a real time one, which I've been waiting for a long. Oh, Seek for Wisdom. You can just go to TV. Okay, but you have to claim it in Discord. Yeah, but you have to Seek for Wisdom. You have to go to Discord and then you have to claim it. So yes, I can't remember how I. Oh, okay. Oh, I had to go through Discord. Okay, good to know. You don't need to go through Discord. The link worked. Okay, there we go. And so for gold, I changed it to silver. But you have to. The only caveat is that there are two SMT. You cannot choose one. So if you want to use only one, for example, like for gold, you want to use silver. You have to change both to silver. Okay. That's the only caveat that I noticed on it so far. So and I changed it. I took YM out for now. I will add YM in for London for New York, but I just wanted less data on it, so I took it out and I took it to higher time for them. And so I changed both to ES because I didn't want YM because it's too much information. Okay, you guys got it? Okay. Hey, I mean, Zusi, he's doing, I love what he's doing. I love Susi. Fellow Dutchman. He looks well, by the way. The last video. I didn't watch the whole video, but um, he's starting to look like a really, he started to look like a really, because he's very young, right? And sort of boyish, but now he's starting to really grow into a man. You can really see that he's growing up. But now, hey, all credits to Zusi for this indicator. If I have a suggestion, yes, you can always make suggestions. Feel free. You are a good Elainer. Just Goldbach. Hey, we've got Just Goldbach. Just Goldbach. Are you into Goldbach? I don't want to put you on the spot, but just try the long that it indicated. Good explainer. Ah, good. Yeah, I thought good learn. Yeah, thank you. Okay, good. Well, you know, today on NQ, I saw a few times we had SMT on both sides. I didn't really take it because I just didn't feel comfortable. For me, the SMT is always an extra confluence, and I need to be really, really sure. So I'm looking here on the higher time frame. I'm like, okay, now I see it here. Now I'm more interested in that long run because we are sort of like expecting the breaker now. I like what I'm seeing on the breaker. I actually, you know, it's funny. I actually had gray, but people were complaining about that as well. So I changed it back to white. But I agree. I mean, I also thought that white was a little bit too white. But actually, I'll look into it. Um, Yeah, it's very similar to it helps my trading style because I trade also like Peer Power 3 and I don't really use the 90-minute cycle, but I use time a lot. Um, but yeah, I'm looking into. I think it will complement my tradings. Um, yes, thank you for subscribing, Aksh. And Francisco Javier Milan Sanchez Sains. It's a long name. Very nice and calmly stream. Yes, we try to keep it calm and nice. And you know, to be honest, I've just started 4.5 months ago, and um, definitely the chat and the people that are coming in are just. I mean, it's just such a nice crowd already, and you know, we hardly. I mean, there are obviously trolls are coming in, but they are just. I think they get really. They don't even. They look at the chat and they're, you know what? I can't really do a lot here. So I think that's really helping. Um, so yeah, actually, I'll look at it because I think so too. And I like that feedback because I need to know because you're on a big screen, right? Um, but I will change it back and try to find the balance for it because I look on my screen as well. I'm like, oh, it's a little bit too. I don't like it too. But I will see if I can change it before New York and just test it out and see what people say. And then we just have to go with as a democratic society, we'll go for the most votes. But I'll give it another go. Yeah. Yes, I do have so also guys, I started a Discord because to be able to communicate better with the crowd and to build a community. So feel free to oh people have joined, yeah. And also I would like feedback from you guys there what I can do to make it valuable, to make it more, you know, just to bring more value. So where also you can I tried to organize a few things, but I think it was a little bit too early. But we'll see. Um, I just love this. I love you guys. I mean, I can't be happier um, than how things are going, and it's such a privilege to be able to do this with you guys. I can't say it enough. I keep saying it, but it's really um, okay. Okay, I need to do some things. I have to do that. Okay. Well, here we go. So we are just consolidating, right? Like I thought. So we made the high in New York for NQ. But we are respecting the breaker. We're just sort of like consolidating within the breaker, and most likely, I wouldn't be surprised if we are going to go one leg higher again. But the question is when. When is the time right? Right? That's the question. And what about gold? See, gold is going. I'm not even looking at the gold. Here we go. I wasn't even looking at gold. Okay, so my TP. I'm looking at this wick here. I'm just paper trading, by the way, guys. So you know, right? I'm just yes, no, Brox, yes. No, I know. Oh, he makes the indicators for Swiss. So Brox had a really good video about the Monday range for the week. I don't know if you guys saw that one. Oh, I didn't know that he made the indicators. Yeah, and also Jamie, I think, but Brox, I really like what he is doing. He's very calm, and I like what he is what these guys are doing, definitely. Okay, we're in the midpoint of the fair value gap here. Well, I think we're going to expand a little bit higher. Let's see. Because we have oh, that's nice to know. Yeah, no, I love these guys. I mean, you know, you can tell that they really know what they're doing. You know, for me, when I look at the people that are out there at the moment, that really know their business and I think, you know, Zusi's clan, Brox, Well, Jamie, I think he knows what he's doing as well. But Brox especially, I got that. I really like where his videos, but also Nine. Um, oh, Brox's Discord is very informative. Okay, gotcha. Okay, wow. Oh, I should check it out. Yeah, I love these guys. I mean, and, you know, 2 degrees. And I mean, talking about indicators, 2 degrees also one of those guys, and Josh. They're all just awesome. I mean, you know, they're very humble. T-Trades is one of them as well. You know, they just don't, you know that they're honest and they're good guys, right? So, oh, actually, you also as a coder. Ah, interesting. Are you making indicators as well? Yeah. Well, you know what I would like for indicator that will be really helpful, like one with the NWOGs and NDOGs. I should have, you know, this should have been out already, but let's. The one that if you have more, that they just plot the one that is or the two that are at that moment applicable, so you don't have to plot 25 or 26, especially when you go down a lot, right? And it uses old. Um, oh, did he? He misreported all the free. Did he? Oh, oh, he's getting greedy now. Okay, okay. But now I lost my train. I was shocked by what I read about. Um, yeah, I trade prop firms and live normally and paper trade. But this morning only paper trade. I don't feel like trading live. Since the last 2 weeks, I didn't feel like it, and today I guess the sun needs to shine for that. I don't know, but I'll get my prop firms out. I'll have to wake them up. Uh, what was I saying? I can't remember. I can't remember what I was saying. I was so shocked about 2 degrees that I forgot my train. I forgot my train of thought. Okay, this looks bearish, guys. But are you not allowed? Okay, so this is my question. If people have free indicators, so is he gonna report Zusi as well then and Frank? Are they not allowed to make free indicators? I mean, isn't it like trading view, or he just says something that they are? Oh, the NWOC, yeah. That the indicator that I would like, that the NWOC indicator just plots the two that are at that moment significant because price action in that area, and then it plots the event horizon. So you don't have the 25, 26 because you know you have a large move going down and you want to see, you still have a few that are not balanced out. So sometimes I have a lot on my chart, but I still need them. But I wish that there would be an indicator that it just plots them. The one of 2 degrees highlights the one which is in what they're in, but not that it just disappears. He will report if those are okay, gotcha. Okay, so he is sort of like protecting his okay. And then they are deleted, the ones that are free. Yeah, Martijn Schwartz, listen. Martijn, are you from the Netherlands, by the way, or Germany? Okay, obviously we are going down. Why? We're in the midpoint of that end of that fair value gap, and there's 90-minute S&T. So, but I still don't trust you. I think we're going to have one more pop-up. Yes, they delete the public ones, but later on just privately invite everyone to their free group. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Oh, I mean, In a way, I get it because it's quite expensive to make those indicators. So in a way, I understand it. But okay, Dutch. Okay, same here, Martijn. I'm Dutch too. Um, I mean, your name is sort of like giving it away, right? Okay. Um, okay, so they still have, they delete the public ones, but later on just privately invite everyone to their free groups. Okay. In a way, I understand if you spend like $100,000 on an indicator and then everybody goes. So, in a way, I get it, but, yeah, yeah. That's why I want to look at oil because also at Venezuela situation, you know, I think oil might become interesting. So I'm going to add oil also in my pre-market preparation. Um, you see, we are respecting the breaker. Should be long here as well for the macro coming. 451 macro. Oh, you know, they're moving in tandem, right? Oh shit, what am I doing? I need coffee, guys. I need some coffee. I'm slow, my head. Okay, I like it. Now I like this is structure. I love this structure. A flat bottom candle with the equal lows below it. If we get a manipulation to the downside, this is a long for the macro. Inversion, stop loss below the inversion. I don't like the breaker, but what time did we at 3:22? You see how nothing is working in the macros, right? You see that? So that SMT. Okay, I'm getting out on gold. 454. Let me see. We got SMT here, but I still don't. I wonder if it's just. I still think the 4 hour is going to expand a little bit higher. Yeah, I think it's not done. The gold. Okay. Okay, we hit 0.5, so might be done for now. 0.5, midpoint of that daily fair value gap. Okay. Okay, we're going down. Bliss. I said it and it went back up. Okay, gotcha. It's time to leave now. The profit is secured now. I don't care about the run. Okay, good. Good for you. Yeah, you know, I said it's going to go down, and now it's going back up again. So, um, if you have a yes, I trade. I'm a distribution trader. I trade MMXM mainly, but it's more like for me. It's about the manipulation. Is the 4 hours not working? I see we're in a buy program, but the time is just it's just not working. It's just not moving. It's not only understanding if you're in a buy or sell model, but it's also is the time is it ready to move? That's the problem both on NQ and ES and gold right now. We're clearly in a buy model. I mean, you can see that on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, but the question is, it could easily be in a buy model and still manipulate the downside, or it could just consolidate. That's the point. So yes, I know how to trade. I usually trade the full distribution moves of the MM, and the BN, but the time is just not. It's just not. I just don't feel it today, to be honest. The move, it's just not clear. Also on NQ, I didn't really see the like you've got the AMD, right? You got accumulation, manipulation, distribution. It's very hard for me. I think this is more like the propulsion block. We go into it, and here again we go into it. So it's sort of like we're going upstairs. We're just going. We are going up, up, up slowly. Yes, London. Yeah, exactly. First week of trading. NFP week is always hard. Especially Thursday for me. But sometimes it doesn't have to be. Sometimes it's a little bit. Yes, and he starts trading in February, but he already did two really good. So he already gave two lectures, so I'm very thankful for that. So yeah, it's consolidate. We're also in consolidation, right? This area is always consolidation, and always. That's why he doesn't trade until February. So, but it's still good to watch the price action and see if you can recognize some things. But yeah, so London session is between so the kill zone is between 2 and 5, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. But the London market is obviously open until much later, right? But the London session for ICT is the London kill zone is between 2 and 5. So technically we're now entering the pre-market area now. Are we in a suspension block? On what time frame, Martijn? What time frame are you looking at? Because we love suspension blocks, right? Are you looking at the higher time frame? In the one and on the daily? Yes. We are in a suspension block here. The daily. It's a large one. Yeah. He's going to give more information about the suspension block, right? I guess also when you have an inversion, if it's a large one, we tend to spend a lot of time in it. It's like a consult. But we also have, also on the daily, look at this large wick. Oh, I didn't even see that one. I'm okay. Listen, guys, and gals. A large wick like this means consolidation. A lot of yeah, yep. And this is gonna take this is gonna take a while. It's gonna take its time. It might go to 50% and then go back into this one here. So I didn't even see that. Yes, music meme. Eastern, correct. I even have my laptop on Eastern, even though I'm living in South Africa. So sometimes I'm too late or too early because my time is always wrong. No, my phone is on the normal time, but I live on Eastern time, yes. Okay, guys, we have to wait until the morning session because I think it's just going to consolidate and yes, and Martijn, that's why I also want to start looking into CL because I think there might be some nice opportunities in CL as well coming. So it's sort of like NQ. I've been trading NQ for 3 years, so I know the levels very intimately. After 3 years, and So if you don't look at something a lot and you start looking, you're always behind. You have to look, and you don't see, you don't know where the volume imbalances are, and so that's why I want to start looking into it. And also with gold, I need to get back into gold, but I got into gold when I started the channel because there were a lot of people were asking for it. And I really loved it because it was like in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, all my setups work and all my strategies that I use on NQ. But then it was 4.5 months ago. And then the first 2 weeks, so I started after 2 weeks on the channel. And then I had a really, really few good trades. And then afterwards, it got really, I just was like, oh, I just didn't feel it anymore as I did in the beginning. And so I sort of like skipped it at the end of the year because it was too much manipulation and consolidation. But then again, when there's accumulation, actually you should love accumulation because you know what's coming afterwards, right? You have to be patient. And that's my patience. And then always the move comes. But anyway, on the Nasdaq, this wick signifies chop and just a high resistance, the movement that we're seeing. So it's sort of like, I guess I must have missed this daily wick. I was too focused on the 4-hour today, right? I didn't look at the daily on NQ. So I missed that. I do have it marked, but I must have, that's what I'm saying. My brain is not working properly today. But then I would have already had my answer. A large wick like that, you already know it's not going to be smooth sailing until it retested those gradient levels, right? So it needs to go to a level, retrace, go back up, retrace, and then at some point, there will be, it will go. It's like a laxative. It's sort of like it gets more laxative. It's like a Pac-Man, but then it gets laxatives along the way, right? Laxative here goes down into the system. The laxative then goes up, and then at some point, I guess at 9:30 we might get a nice move, right? And then it's working. It takes time. Those laxatives, they're the slow ones. So and maybe at some point, and Q gets the enema, and then it starts running. But yeah, Okay, GC. Okay, any question, you guys and gals, before I leave you? Any questions? But it's respecting the breaker, though. I like it. I think we're still moving up. You see, I think we're moving up into this wick, but it's going to be slow. Thank you for subscribing. I can't read Chinese though, but thank you. And Talent Zukutu, thank you. Looks like we're going up slowly again. No questions. Okay, I'll be back at 10 o'clock. We have 9:45. I'll start the stream at 9:45. I will do a pre-market prep. That's 8:50. But that's yeah, that's a membership. But that's 8:50, 9:10, 9:15, I must say. But then again, at 9:35, I'll be back, guys. So, are you learning? Well, that's good. Yeah, when London doesn't provide anything, and you look at it, and sometimes you look over and over and over, and then you might miss a few things. But then, I think I didn't register the wick for some reason. I upgraded it, but for some reason I didn't register it. So on the daily, we are expanding to the upside. On the 4-hour was for me also an expanding candle, but you see, it doesn't always expand all the way, right? We are still in this one, but if you go to the hourly, for example, now when did we start the 2 o'clock? The 2 o'clock was here, right? And we did have S&T, and now I do have to find out how he the S&T, oh, the S&T with this one, okay. So at 4 o'clock we do have, okay, so at the 4 o'clock time, Martijn, is there snow now in the Netherlands? Listen, I miss one thing, and that's the haring. I miss good tea, but I do not miss that that little bit of snow, and just that, then it gets a little bit of drops, and then it gets melts and everything is dirty and slippery. But I do miss ice skating on the canals when we really have a really good winter. That is something that that is what I love. But I don't love the autumn, and that's why I moved to South Africa, for the weather. But is it snowing now? You have snow now? Are you kidding me? You have a lot of snow? So are you ice skating as well? Then you make me jealous when you ice skate. I love ice skating on nature ice. But we didn't have much of those winters anymore. It was just just long autumns and very depressing. Where do you live, Martijn? Where do you, at the waterfront? Are you in Vinkenveen area? A few centimeters. Oh, so are you ice skating already? Oh, you have to wait a few centimeters. Now you have to wait a little bit. We should post some pictures in the Discord if you can. I mean, that makes me a little bit jealous because it's really not ice skating on a natural canal or on a lake in front of your home. That is heaven. That is nice. So also, I want to note something about the SMT. I used to look. It's going to freeze more at Wednesday. Okay, well, oh, I hope it gets cold enough and you get a good, nice, thick layer of ice so you can ice skate. So I'm in KwaZulu-Natal right now, Steve, but I'm actually from Limpopo, Hoedspruit near Kruger Park. I'm actually from the bush. I want to go back to the bush. The problem is the Wi-Fi. So I'm waiting for Starlink. So you see, we get the 4 hours still extending, right? So it's working its way. So for me, now I did not trade it correctly, or I did not really manage to trade it properly, right? But for me, if I'm correct, reading the 4 hour candle correct, I'm always happy because for me, that's my, understanding that this was the manipulation move. But now the only tricky part is that we also had a large wick on the daily on the upper side. So that explains why we did not have a full distribution move, right? Do you understand what I mean by that? So I expected this 4 hour candle to distribute higher and to expect that 15-minute bearish order block. So this one. So you have to combine everything, right? So I was thinking, okay, we're in a buy program, we're bullish. Now, but I already was looking at this 15-minute order block. This is bearish, right? This one. So if we go up into it, are we going to reject here? Now, for some reason, I missed this daily wick. Now let's put it next to it. I'll put the daily here. Sorry guys, I need coffee. I need really. Okay, let's have a look at I want to look at the levels here. Now, if you look at this daily wick, right? If you look at the midpoint that we graded, that was here. That is even below the first gradient of the of this area. So if I would have been more on the bull and I would have seen that, I would have expected this to be just temporarily and it would go up higher, because this area here, as you can see, right, is the high. Okay, now I'm really pissed off with myself. We formed the high. I said we are forming the high before 4 o'clock, right? Between 2:30 and 4. And look where the high is. It's exactly at the 25% level of that wick. There you go. And that's something I always use. And I didn't see. I totally not had those levels. I think I saw them and I deleted them at some point. But you see how these gradients, they're so powerful. Exactly the high is that wick here. And then we retrace, but we're not done yet because we're working our way up, because the 4 hour candle is still 6 o'clock. We're going to expand higher, most likely to this level here. And remember that my trade was actually to 685? What was it? So I read it well. My analysis was right with 685-ish. Between 582 and 685, we most likely are going to stop before 6 o'clock. I'll mark it and we'll see where it stops. Then at least I know I read the market well. My timing was just off and I got out because it manipulated me out of my position. And Q got me, but I'm in a hate-love relationship now, from now on. It got me. And Q got me this morning, but I'll get you back. We're not done. Okay, I think this is the area I want to see NQ go into. And that was the area I was actually targeting this morning, but then I got manipulated out of it in this area, right? But that's, because the time is not right. So, and why? When you have a large wick like this, you know every time it goes to one of those levels or something else, there's either liquidity or the midpoint, it was the midpoint of the order block, it's going to react. But then again, we have the breaker here, which is now serving as a trampoline, right? So for someone who asked, does ICT concept works? Yeah, it works. And sometimes it's just a little bit more complicated than just simple ABC. And sometimes it's just not really favorable. But yeah, I do think we're going into the area here, and let's see if we go all the way up here. This is me, but I might have to watch it go there without me, or I don't think I can get in now anymore. Well, I'm just wondering because I'm just a little bit. I just missed. This is such important information. The daily is so important. I don't know if you guys saw ICT the weekend that he went over the wicks. That was his biggest present from 2025 that he showed, right? They're so powerful. I mean, if you get an extra confluence with those wicks, you get your, 4480. 4480? What do you mean on Google, Jackie Kwan? I just like today, and I'm just keeping going back to NQ because I think I guess because I just sort of like feel I know where it's going. There we go. Is anyone in a long on NQ? Did anyone manage to get a good entry? Okay, we might reject again in this wick, but let's see. I mean, might as well go on. Who cares? Still holding your sell from 511. Are you holding your sell from? Are you not? Are you in a sell in a short T massive? Are you? Where's your? Jerry, what is your draw? How much drawdown are you allowed to have on your 50K account? I think you have are you allowed 2,500 or 2,000 drawdown on your 50K account? Two K. Okay, so 2K is actually, you should actually only calculate things from 2K because that's actually what you have, right? So if you, I guess, are you doing micros or minis? I don't hope you're doing minis. Do you play with micros, right? Hey, listen, it's actually very simple. If you have if you have a solid model that you have back tested and you know you have an 80% chance of that you manage to get it done, and you have a always it's higher than a 2-hour trade, a micro, okay. If you have a, but you have to be really honest to yourself. if you have a good model that you've tested and you know, okay, when that presents itself, I have 80% chance to have a winning trade, to have a green trade. And I've back tested it, and it gives me more than 60% win rate, even 60%, but you have to have a higher than 2R, preferably 3R trade. Then I would say, then you can, you know, then you can go a little bit higher than 1%. But if not, if you don't have that, then you should stick to 1% per trade. Because you're still figuring out your model, you're still testing things, you lose more than you win, you don't have a real model. Most people think they have a model, but they don't. They say, yeah, I use fair value gap and think, but it's still, if I ask them for their, do you have a spreadsheet, have you tested that model 100 times and do you have data on it? They don't. You really need to have data on that thing that you want to use. If not, you're just trying things and figuring things out along the way, and that's okay, because I've been there as well. But then you really should not risk more than actually 0.5 actually. Yeah, but you're using micros, so it shouldn't be a problem, right? Hey, Tamir, you're back. Well, Jerry, if you have a good model, then you can risk more. Then you are okay to risk more. But you have to you have to calculate, like, okay, how many trades can I lose before I lose my $2,000, right? Well, if you want to lose, if you want to put 10%, if you think 10% is better, you can have 10 losing trades, right? Your stop loss is around $150, and your TP. It's a lot. It's a lot. Well, but if you have a solid model, listen, hey, if you've got a good model and it works, I mean, I cannot judge. If you have a model that works and you are, know what you're doing, and you have a good risk reward and a good R2R with that specific model, and are you profitable with that model? Am I allowed to ask you that? Is that model that you use, are you profitable with that? Now, I wouldn't like to see that breaker retested again, because technically when a breaker gets retested again, it gets weaker, right? I just wanted to see, so we're getting to the end of that 4-hour candle. That's the thing with those accounts, and that's why 90% of the people don't make it to payouts. I think it's even more than 90%, by the way. It's the 15-minute Theonix. I'll show you. So when things are clear to me, like they were this morning, I go to the 15-minute. You see here, this is the breaker I'm looking at. So we went back to here, retested it with multiple, I call it 15-minute babies. just consolidating to the downside. And then we had 2.5. Oh, look at that. Wow. Look at my level that I said I wanted here exactly 4. 2.5 is here. Let's see. This is the area that I want price because I think there is some business here, unfinished business to be done. I missed, I'm not getting in anymore, but so, so we'll have to watch time now because the 4-hour candle goes up to 6 o'clock, but obviously you want a retracement as well. It's like the TGIF, right? Every candle has a retracement at some point as well, so you have to take into account. And they most likely will leave a wick. Let's see, daily. This is the midpoint of the wick. Okay, so let's see if we can get to the midpoint of the area that I wanted to see mitigated. For me it's fine if I can read, even though I'm not in a trade, if I can read price and it goes there, even though my execution was shit, I'm still happy. Because I journal, even though hey Cornelia, if I paper trade, I journal. They're the same for me, like normal trades. What did I miss? What can I do better? What's my execution? It's just they have a purpose to learn. For me, I want to get better in stop loss placement, especially for my larger moves. But listen, look at this, guys. In all honesty, look how this is going. 50 minutes. This is really not nice to trade. Boom, 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 boom. Are we again? I noticed that we have a lot on this new indicator I'm watching. I see a lot of 13-minute SMT, but I'm wondering how important time is. Like, for example, for the 15-minute SMT, I was always looking at on the 15-minute, right? So on the half of the hour, on the whole of the hour, on the quarter of the hour. And I'm just wondering with the SMT, if it's how valuable is the SMT if it pops up, if I'm on the lower time frame, when it's not on those specific hours, because now I can understand they can make the SMT on a different time, but so for example, now it's 5:29. Let's see if it holds at the hold, right? So we still have 10 seconds. So if ES is not, or NQ is not taking that level out, because we are entering now, let's see. What time is it now? Okay, 5:30. Wow. Okay. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, and Q, you're so. No one is in a long, right? Are you guys in a long, or are you doing something, guys? Why are you in my? Hey, image build share. Happy to see you. Well, happy to have you here. Finish Yeti NQ double top exactly at 20-day SMA scalp day. Yeah. So what I like about Mondays and Tuesdays, I call it ping pong Monday and ping pong Tuesday, and what I use, I think that will be applicable maybe in New York. NWOGs and event horizons. So what does it mean? I look at the what you see happen a lot. So if we're gonna range bound, are you still in your short? Are you kidding? You've got bulls, Team Massive. um, Look, we've got an old. I really think we have got some unfinished business up here. So we also have a gap here, and also an N walk that is still unmitigated in the sense with buy. Um, we lack buy side in this one here on the daily. So I wouldn't be surprised if the daily is just going to expand very slowly today. So um, I don't know. I'll be I'll be very careful. I think because it's a large week, but I do see we have we have a lot of imbalances to the upside, and it looks almost like we are expanding to the upside. But maybe we're going to go down at some point. But um, I'm starting to get a bullish vibe on the like you see how we're balancing. Everything is being balanced right here. We've got this propulsion block here. I don't know. I'm starting to get a little bit of a bullish vibe. Look here. If I extend this manipulation, this manipulation move here that we got at the between 2 and 230, which a lot of the time is a manipulation move. If the start of the distribution comes, I'm almost starting to think that New York might be a continuation. I'm going to do a poll, guys. From this price section that we have seen, do you think New York is going to be a continuation? Yes or no? And I'm saying until 11 a.m. because I'm just thinking for the until the a.m. session, which technically we can open until 11. So let's keep it like that. Start poll. Let's see. Yeah, the pullback doesn't matter, but it's about the large move, just the main move. I'm just curious. Hmm. Now remember, guys, look at the Asia. We've got equals. We still have equals, and we've got December low here. And we've got an N walk here as well. But I am for me, mark this area and see what happens here, guys. So 582 until 681. It's 682-ish. I want that area to see mitigated. It's only 40 points. Oh no, it's 140 points. But anyway, main move, later high probability. See how price has been moving? It's consolidating. It's consolidating upwards. Okay. Hey, Thomas. From a couple to 66 view. Well, sometimes they're even more than 60 lately. So it's great. Yeah, and just it's just crazy, but we're all loving it. Yeah, South Africa is great. I mean, the weather is a little bit not that good lately, but it's a bit rainy, but it's summertime. The wind is a bit of a. How are you doing? Price action, on the other hand, is not. It's just a little bit. And this is just hard to trade, right? This is just consolidation, and me as a distribution trader, it doesn't like this. Trading on tilt. How are you doing? I should actually ask, are you okay? Are you doing okay? Are you not on tilt now? You guys are so creative with your names. Yeah, we've got more Dutchies here, and I was already informed by the snow, and I already said, listen, I'm only jealous when you guys can skate. Did you move to a new place? Oh, did you move to the countryside, or where did you move to? You really have a snowstorm? Oh, well, I guess the whole world is upside down weather-wise. Hey, Casey. Oh, you used to live in Eindhoven. I moved to the country. Yeah, I mean, the countryside is nice. Pretty quiet here, almost to 1K. Best and worst part about it. Hey, I love countryside. I mean, I moved but it wasn't quiet enough for me in the Netherlands, so I moved to South Africa. So, but I wanna move even quieter than where I am right now. I have gold at 4327. Should I hold as people are piling up to buy after a retracement? Animesh, you should actually never have to ask if you have to hold or not when you're in a trade. I think people should really have a trade. You have already need to have your TP and you need to have your stop loss in order before you ever enter the trade. If you bought gold at 4327, would you hold here? Well, when I have that kind of profit and it's almost, especially when you are nearing the 4 hour, I'm looking at the 4 hour distribution candle, right? So we started at 2, it's almost 6 o'clock. So we hit a 0.5 level, which I calculated from the manipulation move, which is an area where we could retrace, right? I would definitely look here what price is doing, S&T as well, but you could always re-enter, right? But you should have had, in all honesty, you should have had your stop and your TP already set by, you should never have to ask someone else to be in charge of your own money. Not me, not anyone. You should be able to, you're also in a fair value gap here, in a bearish fair value gap, right? So at some point it will reject and retrace. And you don't want to give back your money. You would rather get out of the trade, reassess, and enter a new trade, and then you have your money. You're done, because it's a large trade. You have a good trade, almost 20 points on gold. That's a nice trade. Or I think we're getting a 4-hour retracement now of the 4-hour candle, because it's 541. I wouldn't expect this 4-hour candle to expand more, so I would rather wait for New York then. Yes, you should be scared. I mean, it's sort of if you have a good TP and you have a lot of money and you already see there's S&T, we're already retracing. It might make another high, but who cares? Take your money and run. But also we hit the 0.5 level. It's been quite a large move, right? I calculated this. If we are expanding, this is the manipulation move. But if not, 0.5, sometimes we just take half. If it's 0.5, it could be also just the high, and then it might go back into the range and go lower, right? Because we're also in a 1-hour fair value gap, we're at 0.5, we're at the end of the 4-hour distribution move. So I would get the hell out of there. I mean, that would be me, but I wouldn't even be in it anymore. Yeah, and even if it runs without you, who cares? You got your money. You got a good trade. Be happy with that, right? Okay, end of the poll. 24 votes. 58% think it's going to be a continuation move. So obviously, okay. I'm starting to think that as well. How things are setting up, how things are looking. Because normally when you get like a retracement, or like a reversal, you get like this. It doesn't tend to. You see, it's more like trend line liquidity, right? This is really like retracement. Like it's balancing out already, and we're already using propulsion blocks here. So yeah, we might go into it. We might not even see New York midnight anymore. So let's see what happens. Well, I really think this area is in play. So for me, if this area is not mitigated before the open, I most likely have an opening trade 9:30. It might let me check the opening range gap, the future. I want to see where we closed. Where did we close yesterday? Oh my God, this is going to be a huge opening range. 25,396. So let's say 25,397. We could also already go down before 8:30. This is a nice scenario. Okay, 25,397, right? So that's right over here. So the opening range gap will be from here to anywhere where we are going to end. I wonder what's going to happen. I'm very curious. Okay, we'll see. But just remember that sometimes what happens before the day opens, we are going to close in the gap already so that we don't have such a large gap. Otherwise, the gap at this point is like from here, right? 397. if we're going to extend, this is going to be very large opening range gap. So I might go lower a little bit just to make it a bit smaller. We might take Asia or just before Asia. We'll see. But keep in mind that the opening range gap is also something that will be in play, and it's very large right now. And I love large opening range gaps because I hate it when they're really small. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna get some coffee now. Hold on. The pain of losing is always more than joy of winning. I'm out of the trade. Yes. Yeah, but Animesh, you really need to have you need to have your trade frame before you get in, and always stick to your stop loss and stick to your take profit. And you need to have a model where you can rely on, so you're not really relying on let things play along the way and you feel fear, and that's just horrible, and it doesn't help you. And the pain of losing, losing actually should not be painful. And once you get to a point that you have a very solid risk reward, and price is doing what you like. For me, when I'm in a trade, I fully accept the risk, and I can just sit back, and I'm totally okay with losing if that trade is a losing trade. And that is because either I just know, okay, I'm either too early and then I have to take another stab at it, but that's okay. But then I'm fully confident. If I'm not, I know I'm either chasing, I'm impatient, or I'm just not following my rules. The moment I'm not feeling comfortable, and I had it a few times this morning because I just I'm still giving it a go, but I'm just not trusted. And actually, I don't like to be in a trade when I don't really feel it. But my initial thought of the longs were okay, but I got stopped out because of this price action. But for me now, afterwards, looking at it, okay, I got stopped out, but then again, I read it correctly, but then the price action is just not favorable for me in any way to enter, because I actually also don't like it when it's very slow and going like that, right? But I still want to learn. And also, Bluesry, how much was your biggest loss? Oh, I think I think I lost a whole. Oh, I've got the monkeys. The monkeys are in the back. You can see them. You cannot come inside. I have to make sure my kitchen is closed. I think it's probably the whole drawdown of a 50K account, 3,000. I've done all the bad things, guys. I'm not immune to it. I've been very impatient. I've gone on tilts. I've done everything wrong. I made all the mistakes in the book, and I've really learned a lot. I'm reading. The YouTube really helps me with getting more patient. I'm getting better at being patient. Now, as a distribution trader, now getting the larger moves, I have to work on my stop loss because I trail too fast. So that's something I really need to work on. I don't know if it's something that I want to make sure that even though when it goes down, I get my profit, but it's sort of weird because I make an 8R trade, a 2R trade. And if I look at the price, I'm like, oh, that's a normal level where a retracement will go to, where I might re-enter, or where I might add it to the position. So, but that is something to do with impatience, I guess, trading too fast. So that's something I have to work on. But hey, listen, I made all the mistakes, trading without a model, risking too much, revenge trading, going on tilt. I've been all through it. I mean, I've done it until you're so sick of yourself. And then you're like, okay, now I'm just done with that. I need to work on that. So I'm still, sometimes I still fall victim to over trading sometimes, but, and I just go back to paper trading sometimes, because it's very, listen, guys, people who talk down on paper trading, I don't think they like my channel, but you learn more from paper trading. Oh, there's babies. Oh, the babies are just walking for the first time. It's so cute. We have a lot of baby monkeys. Now they're finally on their own. But paper trading is awesome, guys, especially when you start the day. Your first two trades, you should paper trade because you don't know how, if you're on them, you can, execution and analysis are two different things. Sometimes you're not feeling it, or the market is not in your favor how you trade. In your live title, you have put the date for Feb. Oh, I think I should have. Yes, sorry. Good that you mentioned that. I know that happened. Yes, I had to change that and I forgot about it. Thank you, Animesh. I will change that straight away. Well, at least you guys came in. But yeah, so it's a learning curve, guys and gals. So um, you know, and we learn. But anyway, Animesh, you need to really find your find confidence in a setup. Just enter, put your stop loss and your TP in, and stick to it. And if it's wrong or right, then you journal it and you learn from it. But make sure that if it's a winning trade, that you don't give back your winnings, right? Or at least you don't make it a losing trade. That's important. But you have to get really comfortable. For me also, when I get into a trade, a paper trade, when it's a losing trade, I let it lose, because I used to also change my stop loss. When I started to go down to my stop, I used to bring it further down, not to have a losing trade. That was something really ridiculous. So now I got to a point that a stop loss is something good, because it helps you, limit your losses. So for me, also when I paper trade, I don't touch my stop loss anymore unless I throw it. If I'm stopped out, it's okay. I journal it and I go over it. I look, hey, what happened? Why wasn't a losing trade? You learn most of your losing trades, and you have to journal it. You have to journal it. That's very important. I journal all my paper trades. I journal them. They're just equally as important for me. Actually, even more important sometimes, because especially when they're losing trades, because you go over them and how's your execution? How did you what can you do better? So, it's so naughty. Yeah. But anyway, guys, I'll be back at 9. Any more questions? I think there's nothing much to do. I mean, 6 o'clock we're done. The candle is done. The 4-hour candle is done. For now, I actually don't want to trade in between. I love the 2 a.m. and the 10 a.m. are my favorite two candles. But hey, listen, the 6 a.m. can be a distribution candle as well, continuation. Let's see. Uh, it is a possibility today, right? Let's see again. We have, let's just work out what the 6 o'clock does. Maybe the 10 o'clock might become the reversal if we get a 6 o'clock. If we get a 6 o'clock continuation, but we'll see. We'll be back at 9:45. And no questions, guys? Then I'll see you guys later. And I'm going to enjoy my coffee. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. And you guys also enjoy. Touch some grass if you can in between. And see you at New York time, 15:30, 3:30. Yes. Well, I'm going to be in 15 minutes later, because I don't want to trade the open, and I'm doing the pre-market prep, so I need to do that properly, and then I'll just, technically I don't trade before 10 o'clock, so, but we'll see. Okay, guys, I love you long time. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in a bit.